Hi, this is Dr. Fuller. What I want to go over with you now is the importance of methylation. I have a little sheet here. I'm just going to review this, but we can also give you a copy of this. But what you want to understand about methylation is it's a crucial, basic biochemical process. And basically how you can think of methylation, and think of the phone here as a methyl group. And water is H2O. So a methyl group is CH3. It means that this phone will be thrown around billions of times a second inside your body to have normal biochemistry happen. So if you don't have enough of the phones, or you're lacking in methylation, then over a time frame, up to 250 to 300 biochemical reactions just don't work. So this is a very, very, very foundational root functional cause, even below the systems of the master nervous system, immune system, and endocrine system. So it's a key thing to look at for someone and also to correct. There's also a tremendous amount of research in the field of epigenetics, and the field of epigenetics mainly has been studied in cancer. But the bottom line is that our genes don't run the show, that epigenetic factors influence our genes. The number one most studied epigenetic factor that influences our genes, either getting good gene expression or bad gene expression, is methylation. So that phone, that red group there, basically is what allows your genes to express normally or not. So if you're lacking in those, it can really throw off your genetics. Methylation is very important for the following processes that occur in your body. Again, it turns your genes on and off. It's important for your brain chemical production, specifically dopamine and serotonin. Without proper dopamine, we can start to run into all types of problems inside the brain. One of those problems is lack of focus. Another one becomes Parkinson's type patients. Another one becomes OCD, so very important. It's also important for serotonin. Serotonin is the feel-good neurotransmitter. So a lot of the drugs that are out there are selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which means they leave more serotonin around to try to have your brain feel better and maybe not have such a depressed feeling. But serotonin and dopamine are both dependent upon proper methylation. Your hormonal breakdown, estrogen and testosterone. So if we have too much of estrogen building up inside bodies, this is a major cause of breast cancer. Also, testosterone needs to break down inside our bodies as well. And that also can lead to prostate cancer over time. Creation of immune cells. Your natural killer cells and T cells are dependent upon proper myelination, so your whole immune system just shuts down. Creation of the protective coating on the nerves, the myelin formation. So this can be involved in major issues with brain, spinal cord, and nerves, MS type processes, Lou Gehrig's processes, even just numbness, tingling, neuropathy, chronic pain. Processing of chemicals and toxins, detoxification. Detoxification is done 90% inside your liver. And for your liver to do detoxification, it goes through phase 1, phase 2. And methylation is important in both phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification processes. Producing energy. You cannot produce ATP energy on a cellular level without proper methylation. So what does that mean? It means that pretty soon your cells will start to die, or you have very low level inside the cell. That's also a low level of energy causes your mitochondria to shift gears and signal back to your nucleus that the normal way of making energy through what's called oxidative phosphorylation is broken, mainly because you're a poor methylator. And that's one of the things that will cause that mitochondria to signal back. That mitochondria will then signal back to the nucleus. The nucleus will then change the genes. It actually is one of the most important processes for turning on oncogenes and turning off tumor suppressant genes, which means that you're then open again for cancer, plus low energy, plus a whole host of other problems. So when poor methylation occurs in the body, what can happen? Cancer, diabetes, thyroid disorders, neurological problems, Parkinson's, tremor disorders, MS, Alzheimer's, dementia, peripheral neuropathy, migraines, and cluster headaches. Hormone regulation issues such as PMS, ovarian cysts, fibroids, PCOS in women, or low testosterone in men. Autoimmune disorders and immune deficiency, chemical sensitivities and allergies, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic pain syndromes, neck, back, shoulders, knees, etc., ADHD, autism, Asperger's, dyslexia, and learning disabilities. We're now realizing that moms that are poor methylators produce babies that are poor methylators. And one of the key factors of that is that now the child's brain doesn't develop optimally. Insomnia, not sleeping, frequent miscarriages, depression, anxiety, dementia, Alzheimer's, Lyme disease, chronic infections, candida, parasites, bacterial, viral, gut issues, irritable bowel, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, chronic diarrhea or constipation, heart disease, and even through stroke rehabilitation. So with the expanded blood panel that we run on you, we look for proper methylation or not, but just usually based on the history, I can tell whether someone's a poor methylator. And in the testing in the expanded panel, we can usually pick out 5 or 6 things that say, hey, you're a poor methylator. If we really want to get detailed, we can go into a complete methylation panel just itself, and we can also look at a genetic mutations panel to see if you're having problem with any genetic mutations, possibly also not allowing you to be a good methylator. So what I've done in my office here is I've produced a product called Methylation Factors. It's everything that you need to run the cycles to be a good methylator, to get enough of these phones in the end so that we work properly and heal properly. So this is a root foundational functional cause for many, many, many different problems. And the methylation factors may be something I tell you to take. And the reason why I tell you to take that is because you show that you're a poor methylator either in your clinical presentation, your questionnaires, your expanded panel, or we get into real detailed panels if we need to. So that's the understanding of methylation. And if you have any questions, please let us know. And if you'd like a copy of the literature, we can do that as well. Thank you.